to share something with you which I know is bothering some of you. And I want to talk about meditation today. There has been tons of beings throughout the internet and in space and in the spiritual world now that are promoting meditation as one of the most powerful techniques to enlightenment. And indeed, it is so. But is it necessary for all of us? I don't think so. And the reason for that is we have been contacted by many beings who are having trouble meditating. And they're asking how to learn, how to be able to do that in order to achieve enlightenment. What many times though we don't understand is what is behind meditation and why exactly meditation is so beneficial. Meditation is nothing more but a state of deep relaxation which allows us to reach to a part of our subconsciousness, and so sometimes we manage to connect not just with our soul but even with our higher self. And the benefits from meditation come exactly from this. However, this state can be achieved using many different other methods. So it's not 100% necessary to do exactly meditation. If this is what is causing you trouble, it's actually taking you away from what is supposed to be the state that you are trying to achieve. In such cases, I found out that it is much better not to try to achieve something that it's just not your thing, but focus on something else that can take you into the same state. Many times it can be something very grounding, because even though meditation is something that connects you with the spiritual, so it is just the contrary of grounding, at the same time there are techniques that through meditation we can actually ground ourselves. And this is the perfect balance that we want to achieve. Because if we are too connected or too grounded, we are not in balance. That's why you can perfectly use other techniques to achieve enlightenment, which are not exactly meditation, but they are actually very close to that. For many people, doing what they love, like even like planting or being in nature or taking care of animals or whatever makes your heart full of joy, is the perfect technique exactly for you. Because while doing this, you're not just grounding, but you achieve a different level of consciousness. You actually reach to that deep state of relaxation, which connects you with your subconsciousness. Many times in such states, we connect with our higher self, and we come back with insights and ideas that we could never even imagine that they could exist. And that's because such methods are very good. Sometimes they're even better than meditation in connecting with the spiritual part of yourself and with the divine. It is all that matters is deep within you. How you're going to achieve it, it doesn't matter. If meditation is what brings you stress, then it is definitely not for you. I would let it go. Before I learned how to meditate, it took me a very long moment to actually figure out how I can do that. I spent months in researching and reading and trying to understand the idea behind meditation. And I couldn't really achieve it until one day I just decided to try to do it totally my way. And then it just happened. Ever since, meditation is one of the, if not the most sacred things for me, because it is a state for me in which I really connect very deep within myself, and I reach areas of knowledge which I know I had already experienced. But with time, I figured out that other things like taking care of my plants take me to the same state. And many times actually I prefer to do that instead of going into a meditative state. And the reason for that is that planting for me is something that really connects me with earth and with the divine at the same moment. It is so high vibrational for me, and generally as an act, and at the same time you are touching earth, you are connecting with earthly spirits. This is a perfect technique for balancing indeed. For some of you it could be something totally different, and it really doesn't matter what it is, because the idea behind meditation is not just to connect with the divine, but we need to achieve balance to be connected with earth as well. I have recently discovered, for example, that my problem with overweight throughout the years is coming exactly from a lack of groundedness. I have always been very connected with the divine. From a child, I have experiences which I couldn't share with anyone else because no one was talking about such things, and I was afraid. And this disconnected me so much from earth. I remember my sister was saying many times when we were children, and especially teenagers, when we were talking about earthly stuff, and I just couldn't get it, or I was never interested into people around or what they're doing, into gossips and things like that. And she was saying many times to me, you are just not from this earth, you're from somewhere else. And indeed it was, because most of the times my imagination was so vivid, it was taking me into totally other dimensions that I really felt I don't belong to this earth, to this world, to this dimension. But we have chosen here to come here on earth in a way to stay connected with it, no matter how we will achieve that. So being grounded and staying connected with earth is as important as being connected with the divine. Actually, techniques which are different rather than meditation, which also connect you with the divine, can be even much more beneficial if this is really what is your thing, your favorite thing to do, a hobby or whatever it is. Just because in such a technique you practically can stay connected with the divine 24/7. And this is much more powerful. In this way, you are connected with your spiritual part all the time. And you don't need to think about making time to meditate for a specific activity or whatever. You just do what you love whenever you feel to do it. And that's it. You are already meditating. Anytime we are actually visualizing our reality or what we want to be or what we want to achieve, this is an act of manifestation. This is an act of meditation. There are many different techniques of meditation, and visualization is one of the most powerful of them. It doesn't go as deep as a regular meditation. However, it can manifest much more things for you than a regular meditation. And whatever technique you want to use, it can be painting or singing or dancing. Let it be your meditation. Let go of the stress that you have to learn other things. The act of meditation or whatever we have chosen to practice as an act of enlightenment is many times related to what knowledge we have from previous lives. For many people, practicing meditation is so easy simply because they have already practiced it in previous lives. That's why for them promoting meditation seems like it is the easiest thing on earth. But if you had never experienced meditation in the previous life, for you that's going to be learning a totally new skill. That's why be gentle to yourself, with yourself. We don't need to stress ourselves with things that are so difficult to experience here on earth. We have come here to enjoy, to be happy, to be joyful all the time, and to be as much as possible in the vibration of love, to try to remember to stay there constantly. So whatever takes you that way, practice that. And I'm just having a deja vu right now, which is amazing, which means that this message is already achieving you, and I already know you. When you see this message, you will remember the truth. And I'm so happy for that. I'm sending you all lots of love. And just an update on our diet. We are already back to fruits, and we feel super vibrant and super happy. And for us, for example, food is a part of achieving this state. That's why it is so important. That's why we are promoting it. But if that is not your thing, your intuition will tell you which way to go. Namaste.